everybody for joining us. Hot Florida Real Estate Summer Series is coming at you, and today we're talking about real estate related topics. Many people, when they think about buying real estate, they get nervous and anxious. So we're here to help you walk through the process. Today we're going to be talking with Melanie Brown of
Premier Nationwide Lending
and
out of Arcadia, Florida.
Okay, good. And tell us a little bit about yourself, Mel.
Okay. Well, number one, we don't just service Arcadia, Florida, DeSoto County. We do anywhere in the state of Florida. So I've been with Premier Nationwide Lending for 5 years. Prior to that, I was with Southwest Funding for 5 years. And then prior to that, I was with Allied Home Mortgage for 5 years. So I've been in the mortgage business for 20 plus years. Prior to doing mortgages, I was a real estate agent, so kind of feel your guys' pain. And then prior to that, I was with the title company.
All that added up equals
30 years, and I started when I was 9, so 39 and old.
I was going to say, gosh, you started young.
I did.
As soon as you popped out, right?
Real estate's made me, age a little bit.
And what do you do at Premier Nationwide Lending? What's your position at?
I am the branch manager, but I'm also a residential loan originator. So
And who else is in your office down there?
I have Danielle Tanner, who does my marketing for me and does a phenomenal job. I have Mona Guzman, who is our front staff person, and she's bilingual. So she's like receptionist. Yeah, you come in, you meet her. She's phenomenal too. I have Tommy and Jackie, who are our licensed originator. Tommy Davis, who's a native of Hardy County, so he is the son of Tommy and Eva Davis. He's doing a great job for us, and he'll be actually coming over to your area to try to get some mortgages from his hometown people. So I'm trying to help them out.
Very good. So somebody finds a house that they have fallen in love with, and they sign a contract. The seller signs a contract, and then it goes in your hands.
Yes.
Walk us through what happens then.
Basically, hopefully they've already been pre-qualified. Okay. If they haven't been pre-qualified, basically we're going to pull credit. We're going to ask about income. We're going to ask about assets, things like that, which will help us determine what loan program to put them in. So we'll collect W-2s, last 2 years, 2 most recent bank statements, all pages for all accounts. Pay stubs, we need the last 30 days of pay stubs, ID, things like that.
Okay.
So.
And then what are some things that the buyer might overlook providing to you?
All pages of the bank statement. So if the bank statement says pages 1 to 10 and page 10 is blank, I still need page 10. So that's something they may overlook. They may also overlook the fact that they may have child support that they have to pay. A lot of people don't really consider that a debt because it's their child. But we do, if it's court-ordered child support, we do need to have proof of how much they pay, how much longer they have to pay on that. And I don't have to show child support if somebody's receiving it unless we're using it to qualify for their mortgage. So then we have to prove that.
And then so they submit the application for you. It starts. Then what's next after that?
Pretty much once they go under contract, then we always request that a person gets their home inspection first. We don't.
Why is that? Why do you want the home inspection first?
Because basically, a home inspection is generally cheaper than an appraisal. Home inspectors are looking for problems with the home, such as roof leaks, busted pipes, things like that. And appraisers out there looking for value. He's making sure that the home's worth what you're paying for it. Home inspections are cheaper than appraisals. And generally, if something comes up on the home inspection that you decide you want to back out of the home because of that, you don't have the cost of the appraisal out there. Appraisals are they start off at about $545. So they're pretty much, the pricey. So we always like to have the appraisal done after the home inspection. So, and not only that, a lot of people say, well, I don't really want to get a home inspection. A lot of times, insurance will require a home inspection. So they want a 4-point inspection, which covers the electrical, plumbing, AC, and roof, and then also to wind mitigation.
So why would a bank want an appraisal?
To make sure the home's worth what you're paying for it. So we're going to look at it, since we're lending money on it, we're going to making sure that we're not just throwing money at a house. We want to make sure that the home's, again, has value. It's worth what they're paying for it. And also, an appraiser, when he goes out, he's looking not only for value, but kind of like any discrepancies in the home.
Discrepancy like what?
Like a broken window, something that could harm somebody. So, we don't want somebody moving to a home and then there's hazards to the home that could cost them their job to where they couldn't afford the home.
Okay.
So, couldn't pay it. So we want to make sure that that home's safe and sound.
Okay, so we get the inspection, which comes out okay, and then we order the appraisal.
Yes.
Okay, and then tell us what kind of loan programs there are.
There's conventional, FHA, USDA, and VA.
Okay.
Conventional, there's a big myth out there that you had to put 20% down for a conventional loan, and that is not true.
Yes, I do hear that quite often.
Yeah. I still hear it too.
It's how much
like,
again?
"Oh!"
It's how much again?
3% down for a
Okay.
conventional loan. And also you can use down payment assistance with a conventional loan, meaning, like Hardy County has a SHIP program through the community development that they offer down payment assistance and closing
They
cost
sure do.
assistance. So we can use that with a conventional loan. We also have FHA, which stands for Federal Housing Administration.
Okay.
That
it
one
doesn't
requires-
stand for first-time home buyers?
No,
No?
No.
Okay.
it stands for Federal Housing Administration.
Okay.
And there's a myth out there too with like first-time home buyers. We get people say, "Well, don't I qualify for a first-time home buyers program?" Normally, first-time home buyer programs are related to down payment assistance. They're not really quote.
Okay.
Conventional has like one program that you got to be a first-time home buyer for. So, but really, pretty much USDA does. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer. FHA, you do not have to be a first-time home buyer. VA, you do not have to be a first-time home buyer.
Okay.
So there's different programs. FHA will do up to 96.5% financing. They make it a little bit more lenient for people to get into homes. So if the credit's not quite where it needs to be, credit score wise, they're a little bit more lenient.
Where
and
does their
conventional.
credit score need to be?
On a conventional loan, we really like to see them 660 or higher because then you get the better interest rate.
Okay.
FHA will go down to about a 580, but we really like to see those about 620 because the lower the credit score, the more interest you're going to pay.
And more interest,
It's going to be a
okay.
higher interest rate. So the other programs that we have is USDA, which stands for United States Department of Agriculture. They do 100% financing. It's a phenomenal program.
Why don't we see more USDA loans?
Thank goodness Hardy County, USDA is based on the area that somebody lives in. So it does go by property eligibility.
Okay.
So you basically got to type in the address and it comes up whether it's eligible for USDA or not.
Okay.
The beauty with DeSoto County, Hardy County, and a lot of Polk counties, it's USDA eligible. So Highlands County, it's beautiful. And the great thing with that program is, let's say you don't have the money for your closing costs, and just for simple terms, you put an offer of $100,000, the home comes back at $105,000. We can actually roll in $5,000 worth of closing costs into the loan amount.
That's wonderful.
And USDA's mortgage insurance, monthly mortgage insurance, is less than FHA's.
Oh, okay.
Now let me touch on mortgage insurance because a lot of
Please
people have a
do.
myth on that one.
Please do.
Mortgage insurance is no benefit to a buyer. It is a benefit to the lender. Okay, lender wants to make sure if you get foreclosed upon, there's an insurance that covers that. It does not cover if you die in a car accident that your house is going to be paid off. So, again, it's no benefit to a buyer. So, that's mortgage insurance in a nutshell.
Okay, so we talked about conventional loans, we talked about FHA, and we talked about USDA.
Yes.
Let's talk about VA loans.
Oh, VA.
We love VA loans.
Yes, we do. And the reason we love VA loans is because it's for our veterans. It is a benefit for them. You have to be a veteran in order to qualify for VA, or a surviving spouse of a veteran to qualify for VA. VA actually will do up to 100% financing. They will not roll in closing costs. However, there are other avenues that we can use in order to get the closing costs paid, such as asking a seller to pay them. We could do lender credits to pay for closing costs. We can use down payment assistance. VA does not have, they do not charge monthly mortgage insurance. So that's another great benefit of VA and a great savings to our veterans. So it's a wonderful program.
That is. Okay, so let's go back a little here. We found the house, we put in the offer was accepted, we started with the loan process. How long does it usually take to close a loan?
Typical time frame is about 30 days.
Okay.
30 to 45 days, depending on, like USDA, the loan has to go to USDA to get signed off on. So sometimes their turn times are a little bit longer than others.
That
So
can happen.
yes. So normally if we do a USDA loan, we'll check their turn times and maybe ask for 45 days. But typically 30 days or less.
Okay.
And it depends too on how organized the buyers are, how quickly we can get a survey, things like that, and appraisal.
So it's very important to be cooperative as possible.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a qualified buyer who's put in an offer. The offer was accepted. We've started the loan process, and the loan process takes about how long again?
Anywhere between 30 to 45 days, depending on loan program.
Okay.
We have done them. In fact, we've got one right now that we've done within 15 days. So
Oh,
we always
good.
strive to do it before the closing date. But
So we come to the closing date though, and sometimes not everybody's ready to close. Are we able to extend that closing date?
if the buyer and the seller are willing to extend, then yes. We have no problem with extending closing dates on our end. It's negotiable part of the contract as to who
From
wants
the
to
buyer
extend.
and the
Yeah.
seller.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we
And
don't have an issue with
usually
that.
90% of the time, so much money has been invested in this process. A few days pushing the closing date's fine. Okay, so we come to closing. Tell us, what is the best part about your job as a
Closings!
That's right. We
Clear to
love
close, funded,
closings.
approved.
We love closings.
That's the best part of my job. Clear to close, funded, approved. Honestly, I would say the best part of my job, of course, is sitting at the closing table, with a happy family that's getting ready to move into their new home. So that's where I know I've done my job,
When you come to the closing table, there's no surprises because
Right.
a few days beforehand, you have to provide.
A closing disclosure.
Okay.
So we disclose an initial closing disclosure so that way everybody pretty much knows what they're bringing to closing, or close to it. So by closing, we definitely have a figure. But 3 days prior to closing, you do get a closing disclosure, which is required by the government that we issue. So,
Okay. Very good.
yes.
So tell us, what are some of the things that makes Premier Nationwide Lending different from the others?
We listen to people. We take the time, we return phone calls, we answer questions. We're not your typical 9 to 5 job person business. You can actually reach us after hours.
Have you stayed longer?
Oh, absolutely. I have been in that office at 3 o'clock in the morning. I ain't lying. So pretty much got up next day and went in. It's not your typical 9 to 5 job because people's lives are not 9 to 5. So I want people out there working. So when they get off work, I'd rather they call me after work because then they're not taking off work to come see me.
Exactly.
So less hours means less pay, which we want you making money to make
You
your
like
house
seeing
payment.
stability,
Yes,
don't you?
yes. And with Premier Nationwide Lending, we do common sense. So
What does that mean?
meaning like we listen to the person's situation. Not everybody's a cookie cutter, get her done. Out the door. We have 780 credit scores. We have $100,000 in the bank. We make $200,000 a year. That's not typical. So we listen to people's situation. You may have lost your job because I'll give you an example. I had a person recently that had breast cancer and had to take off work. Well, unfortunately, during that process, she lost her job. So things like that we can explain. We do a letter of explanation. This is what happened during this time that I was not employed. So those are circumstances that we can overcome.
Okay.
So not we listen to you. We want.
You find ways to make it happen.
Yes. We do not see obstacles. So I'm one of those.
You don't see obstacles as the closed door. You see obstacles as a way of
way
how
around.
are we going to navigate around
That's
this?
right. That's right. We don't tell you no. We're going to show you how. So even if you don't qualify today, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it to where you qualify tomorrow. So like I said, life happens. A lot of people think that a credit report is the end of the world. They can't ever get anything financed. It's not true. Credit reports to me are like report cards, and that's the way I look at them. You start off with an A. You may have some things that happen in life that you may have had some late payments or some collections, which will bring your scores down. But we can overcome them. So there's certain ways that I hate to use words manipulate on a credit report, but there are things that you can do to manipulate a credit report, and that would be like a simple paying off a debt could bring your scores up, or if you could get an authorized user account removed.
So that's what I was going to ask.
So
What if something happens and somebody goes out and finances something during the closing process?
No. That is a big no. No, we don't do that. No.
How can that derail the closing process?
Well, it creates another debt. So if we're working with the debt to income based on the debts that they had when they came into us, and we qualified them on that debt, when they go out and buy another car, or they go out and get a furniture loan, or they go to Lowe's or Home Depot and go, ooh, I want new appliances, it creates a debt, and it can actually, we've had it happen, it could cost you your loan, which
Right.
at that point you lose out on the appraisal money you spent, home inspection money, could cost you your down payment that you put down. So yeah, no. We
Wait
don't
till
quit
you
jobs.
after you close. After you close.
Yeah, we do not quit jobs. We do not go out and get loans. No, we listen to our loan officer.
Can we have babies?
Yes, you can have babies all day long.
Okay.
All day long you can have babies. Yes. As long as I can hold them and spoil them.
Well, thank you, Melanie, for coming here today and talking with us and sharing with the public a lot of questions that I'm sure they have.
One thing that I do want to touch on
Please.
is a lot of people struggle with funds for closing, down payment. They may live day to day, There is down payment assistance programs out there that we do offer along with the county. So the county has some down payment assistance that they offer, but if they're out of funding, because a lot of times theirs is based on funding, we have some that are continuous funding. So don't be afraid to call us and ask us what type of programs we have, how we can help you, because that's what we're here for. So,
and if somebody does have questions, if somebody's out there right now thinking about buying a house, how can they get a hold of you?
They can contact us at our office at 863-491-8888. They can call me on my cell phone, which is 863-990-8888. They can also go online and apply at our website, which is www.melaniebrownteam.com. That's MELANIE, Brown like the color, team, TEAM.com.
Okay,
So,
very good.
Yeah, and we're very well accessible. So, you can text me too. I'm pretty tech savvy.
She is. She's always available, no matter
Yes.
what time of the day or the night.
Yes. And I don't mind questions at night. So, because like I said, I understand people work and they have a laugh. So.
Well, thank you again, and thank you guys for joining us and watching. Stay tuned for our next summer series.
Thank you.